Good day guys, today nandito tayo sa Ford dealership to check on the new Everest. Ang available na variant ngayon is yung titanium na 4x2 automatic. Yung engine niya is 2.0 liter single turbo with 180 PS and 420 Newton meters of torque, mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Halika, tingnan natin. Now, let's start with the exterior. Yung overall look niya is more on the conservative side. Kumbaga, parang conservative lang yung kanyang overall look. Parang wala siyang bold statement when it comes to its design language. Ang result, parang nawawala yung attractiveness niya. Parang very simple lang yung pagkakadesign sa kanya. Pero actually, there are a lot of people who would prefer this design. It's very simple at saka hindi siya yung masyadong flashy. So yung rear naman niya is very simplistic and masculine ang design approach ni Ford. Similar doon sa kanilang Ford Ranger pickup saka yung Raptor nila. Compared doon sa mga PPVs na na-review ko, I think itong Ford Everest kailangan na ng refresh sa kanyang design kasi parang outdated na siya, no? Okay, let's see the headlights. Yung headlights niya is LED projectors na rin with auto on and off, and then meron din siyang DRL. And then meron, of course, meron siyang fog lamps sa harap at saka dun sa likod. Then, it has a paddle lamp dito sa side mirror and with the side repeaters. And then, meron din siyang rear camera pero wala siyang 360-degree camera. If you look at the suspension, mukhang maganda ang pagkaka-engineer nito. Sa front, meron siyang double wishbone with coil spring and anti-roll bar. Sa likod naman, may coil spring din with watch link and anti-roll bar din. Okay, let's take a look at the engine. Pag binuksan mo ang hood, meron na rin siyang damper which is good. Ang power rating nga pala nito is 180 PS at 3,500 RPM. Meaning to say, pag kinonvert mo sa horsepower, mga 178 horsepower lang yan. And then torque is 420 Newton meters at peak power up 2,500 RPM. You'll notice na it starts at 1750 RPM, nag-i-spool na yung turbo, which I think is good. At lower RPM kasi, mas maganda yung acceleration niya. Tapos yung location ng alternator nasa itaas din, so maganda rin sa baha. Yung 4x4 nito is 213 horsepower at saka 500 Newton meters of torque. One thing you'll notice here, ang size ng wheels niya is size 20. Although yung kanyang ground clearance is 225 mm, which is the same as the other PPVs. One thing that you'll notice here is malaki yung wheel well niya. So, pwede kang mag-fit ng mas malaking tires. For example, yung 275, 55, R20, pwedeng-pwede dito. So, kasi nga malaki yung wheel well niya. And you'll notice also na yung underside niya, parang meron siyang carpeted. That's for sound insulation. Ito yung sinasabi kong clearance sa front wheel niya. Ang laki ng clearance eh. So, pwedeng kakabitan mo ito ng mags na 20x10 with 285, 50, R20 na tires. O kaya naman 20x9 with 275, 55, R20 na tires. May clearance pa rin, hindi siya sasabit. Tingnan natin yung interior. One thing na na-notice ko kaagad, yung quality ng kanyang interior. The materials na ginamit is really high quality. And then yung design ng dashboard is very simple, straightforward. Hindi siya yung magulo. Kasi if you compare it sa Fortuner, parang gulo ng dashboard niya eh. Ito is very simple and elegant looking. So ito yung PPB design na ang feeling mo para kang nasa crossover. Hindi siya yung parang sa ladder frame na PPBs, no? Maganda yung quality ng mga seats at saka yung mga sidings, yung mga pagka-leather. 2016 nung unang lumabas ito, maganda talaga yung interior ng Everest. Yun yung kanyang plus factor, no? And then meron dito siyang deep storage na marami kang pwedeng ilagay. So maganda talaga yung pagkaka-execute ng interior niya. Ang medyo napansin ko lang dito, hindi pa siya naka-electronic handbrake. So manual pa siya. So wala siyang auto hold kasi hindi siya electronic. Then as usual, meron din siya ditong vanity mirror na meron siyang ilaw dito sa passenger at saka sa driver side. And then ang maganda dito, yung kanyang headliner is black, which gives you a feeling na parang luxurious siya at saka premium ang dating. Not to mention, elegant looking siya. Yung mga switches naman, distinct yan. For example, itong location ng headlight switch, ito yung bilog na yan, no? Yan ang headlight switch niya. Wala dun sa manibela, tulad ng mga Japanese. Yung mga American cars kasi, ganyan eh. Yung Chevy ko dati, ganyan din. Pati itong yung location ng locking mechanism sa door, nandun sa taas, doon sa may, opening siya, no? Yan, no? Yung lock and unlock. Parang European styling. Isa sa napansin ko dito, no, maganda yung quality ng kanyang seats. No? Actually, malambot siya compared dun sa mga nabasa ko na matigas daw. Hindi. Maganda yung niya eh. Maganda yung upuan niya eh. Very comfortable talaga siya eh. So, gusto ko yung, yung seats niya. Parang ang sarap matulog, lalo na kung malamig yung aircon. Tapos yung passenger seat niya sa front is a 6-way power adjust, which is the same dun din sa drivers na 6-way power adjust din. So, hindi siya katulad nung iba na 8-way na na-adjust mo yung thigh support. Yung steering wheel niya is very comfortable to hold on kasi very soft yung leather. Yung may horn area lang, yung design niya masyadong malapad for me. So, dapat ginandahan nila yung design dyan. And then, wala rin siyang telescopic, up and down lang yung adjustment. Sana nag-try sila ng telescopic steering mechanism, no? Which is normal na sa mga PPBs. Then yung dashboard is leather wrap. Tapos itong glove compartment area, meron ditong parang divider, no? Na small details na pwede mong ilagay dito yung manual to separate it from the glove box per se, no? Yung headliner niya is kulay black. Tapos yung mga aircon vents are simple, so hindi siya protruding. So hindi na compromise yung headroom. So yung ceiling niya is mataas, which creates a feeling of roominess. Dito naman sa may bandang harap, itong mga buttons na ito dun sa infotainment system control, parang lumang design eh. Although you can control naman din yung aircon dito sa head unit. So, tingnan natin ang itsura ng head unit at yung instrument cluster kapag naka-on. One thing that I notice here is very responsive yung kanyang head unit. Then meron siyang floor lights katulad nung sa Terra. At yung controls dito, you can actually control yung aircon through yun sa head unit eh. Tingnan natin. Ito, for example, yan, itsura ng kanyang instrument cluster, yung color, may combination ng digital at analog. Ito naman, you can control the aircon through this one. So, rin siya, dual zone climate control din using this head unit. In terms of responsiveness ng head unit, I think leading ito. Although, medyo maliit lang yung size niya. Nasa 8 inches lang ito yung iba kasi nasa 9 or 10 inches na yung mga size, At saka parang mas maganda yung design nung sa iba. Yung color ng instrument cluster is red and blue. Nasa right side yung station ng radio FM. Sa left side naman yung mga gauges. And then sa gitna yung speedometer na analog. Multifunction na rin yung kanyang steering wheel with audio and voice control. And then meron din siyang adaptive cruise control. I think pinakauna yun ng Ford na paano ng adaptive cruise control. And then what's remarkable here yung electric assisted power steering. So sobrang lambot ng manibela. Ito yung pinaka malambot na steering dito sa PPV segment. By the way, yung head unit niya, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto ready din. And then meron siyang Sync 3 with voice-activated controls. Meron din siyang navigation system. At ang maganda dito, meron pa siyang yung windscreen mounted USB port which you can attach yung camera. And the best feature niya, yung premium 10-speaker system with a subwoofer and power amplifier. Remember, 10 speakers yan, which is very nice. Yung ibang competitors niya, hindi masyadong pinagtutuunan ng pansin yung speaker quality, but this one is premium kasi 10 speakers. Unlike yung sa Montero, hindi maganda yung speaker niya, pati yung head unit niya is not very good yung quality. Kaya yon, magandang feature to. One thing I noticed though, malalaki yung side mirror niya, pero power folding din naman, saka power adjustable. Kaya lang parang nagiging blind spot siya pag lumiliko siya kasi malaki yung A-pillar tapos malaki pa rin yung side mirror. Engine, tingnan natin ha. Hindi ano?
Kasi malaki na siya masyado.
Again, I like how Ford executed the interior, Yung vibe niya sa loob, parang very premium yung feel. Tsaka parang safe na safe ka dun sa loob. Yung mga competitors niya kasi, yung pagkaka-execute nila parang truck-like pa rin eh. Ito parang kang nasa crossover. Similar yung feeling mo, parang kang nasa yung bagong CR-V na crossover. Parang ganun yung vibes. Check natin itong power window. So, dun sa driver side, one touch up and down siya. Meron din siyang anti-pinch, Dito naman sa passenger side sa harap, one touch up and down din. So, pati dun sa rear, one touch up and down. Which is a good feature. Yung sa iba kasi, yung one touch up and down sa driver side lang. Ito sa apat na doors. Okay, let's go naman dito sa rear, Dito sa second row, na-adjust mo yung second row back and forth. So, you can adjust the legroom, which is a nice feature. Dito sa center console, wala siyang aircon vent, pero nandito yung control switch ng aircon. And then, meron ditong 220 volts sa socket, saka yung lighter dito, napansin ko lang dito, medyo mataas itong gitna ito, which is nakakapagod yan sa middle row passenger sa long drive. One thing I like here, meron siyang headrest sa middle row. Hindi napapansin ng iba yan, pero very important sa akin yan, especially sa long trip for passenger sa middle seat. And then, meron ditong armrest na meron din lalagyan ng drinks. And then, meron din siyang magazine holder dito. Ay, isa pang na-notice ko dito, yung clearance sa ilalim ng upuan is mataas, which is good kasi yung paa mo, may ipasok mo dun sa loob, So, kung medyo matangkad ka, that helps a lot din for long trips. Yan, may papasok mo na convenient. Some small details na mapapansin mo kung keen observer ka. And then, meron din siyang lumbar support sa driver side tsaka sa passenger side. Kaya lang, yung control niya is manual lang. Yung sa Terra is automatic na pinipindot mo yung switch doon sa may left side ng seat. But this one is manually operated. So katulad din nung sa MU-X, ang lumbar support is manually operated. Let's see the third row seat. Ang hindi lang maganda dito, hindi mo na itatambol itong second row seat. So, ipo-forward mo lang siya para makapasok ka. So, mahirap yung ingress. Kasi normally, dapat naiitaas mo yan para madali kang makapasok. In this case, ipo-forward mo lang, saka ka papasok. So, medyo mahirap ang pagpasok niya. Although, yung third row seat niya is comfortable kasi mataas yung clearance, mataas, may thigh support, then 50-50 split. Although, hindi siya na i-recline. So, pag sa third row ka, yun nga, as I said, medyo mahirap pumasok, mahirap ding lumabas. Sana in-adjust nilang ng Ford. But in terms of seat configuration, maganda. Hindi katulad nung sa iba na nakadapat sa floor. So parang at par siya dun sa sa Isuzu MU-X in terms of comfort sa third row. Tingnan naman natin yung sa likod. Yung pag-open ng tailgate niya, automatic na rin naman. Automatic tailgate, which is a good feature. Nagiging standard na rin naman yan sa mga PPVs. And then yung third row seat niya can be controlled by the switch, no? Meron siyang switch dito na pag pinrest mo, magpo-fold down yung third row seat, which is a good feature, magpo-fold siya, so magle-level siya dyan. Pag pinindot mo siya dito, bababa siya, neat, di ba? And then pag binaba mo yung sa second row, malaki na rin yung yung cargo space niya, so flat na flat siya. And then pagka iniangat mo, pipindutin mo din lang yung switch. Like for example, ito, subukan natin. Pindutin natin yung switch para umangat ulit sa dati niyang position. Yan, pipindutin mo lang yung switch. Ang negative lang doon is hindi mo na marirecline yung seat mo. Nandito yung lalagyan ng jack at saka nung tools which is hidden by this cover. Okay, let's differentiate this from the others. Ano yung mga features na ito na meron siya na wala yung iba? Number 1, yung 10-speed automatic transmission. And then yung electric power steering, meron din siyang illuminated front disc cup plates, at saka yung good leather seat material, at meron din siyang premium 10-speaker system, at saka yung automatic third row switch. So those are the major ones na hindi common sa iba. But of course, meron din siyang ambient lighting, merong automatic tailgate, at saka yung rear fog lamp, saka hood damper, which is meron naman yung iba. Now, let's talk about naman yung ano naman yung mga negative side niya, no? Ang una kong napansin, yung third row seat, pagpasok mo is difficult, tapos yung kanyang horsepower rating is only 178 horsepower, tapos medyo outdated yung design, at saka wala siyang paddle shifter, wala din siyang electric parking brake, so wala din siyang brake hold. Tapos non-telescopic din yung steering wheel, no? Dagdag ko lang, while the car is really good, meron lang siyang negative reputation in terms of reliability, saka yung parts availability. So I suppose yung parts nito is more expensive than the Japanese cars kasi yung mga American cars normally assembly yung mga parts kasi yung reasoning nila doon is parang for safety, while yung Japanese pwedeng hiwa-hiwala yung mga parts o tingi-tingi pwede. Sa kanila assembly, so it's more expensive. So, depende na rin kung ano yung gusto ng buyers. Pero in the Philippine market kasi, yung mga Japanese cars are more popular than other cars, no? Kasi it's reliable and available widely yung parts. Marami rin ako nababasa, or mga comments na yung Ford daw isirain. Pero yung mga tumitirik na yun, siguro naman isolated case lang yun But in general, hindi naman siguro ganun. I think yung technology naman is maganda. Minsan lang talaga merong factory defect. Kasi yung iba namang sasakyan, meron ganun din kahit bagong-bago. Kaya lang, siguro mas naka-highlight yung sa Ford. And then, may tendency rin yung Ford na mag-abandon ng kanilang models. For example, wala na, abandon na yung Focus, wala na yung Ford Fiesta, Yung EcoSport, I think, wala na rin. So, ang natira na lang mga SUV saka mga pickup trucks na lang. Doon na lang sila nagko-concentrate. And another thing is, ang resale value ng Ford is lower than its competitors. By the way, before I forget, ito nga pala yung safety features niya. So if you're looking for a refined SUV with a premium feel and has a lot of active safety features, then you can consider this. Ang issue ko na lang dito kasi yung reputation ng Ford for reliability. But again, if you maintain this well, I think magtatagal naman siya. Depende na lang on how you use it. Kasi ang technology today, almost the same na naman sa iba-ibang cars eh. Depende na lang sa features na gusto mo. Alright. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, see you again in my next vlog. Bye!